What's up, guys? It's Ola here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my updated Cyber Dragon deck profile. Now, I know the structure deck is coming out, which I am like mega excited about. I still want to do like a real life deck profile with the cards that are still available because I still use this as a fun deck with my friends and stuff. And yeah, like my friend likes to use, like we just use it with like our fun decks. Like sometimes my friend and his Crystal Beast deck, like we play with on those battling boxers, stuff like that. But in other cases, yeah, I just want to bring you a deck profile that's updated for the September 2013 format, even though it's probably going to change in like 2 days. I think they said they're going to announce it in like 2 days. But in either case, I'm just going to give you the deck profile and give you my updated deck. And yeah, so let's begin with the deck profile. So obviously, 3 Cyber Dragon, core of the deck. It's kind of what the deck is about. It's a Cyber Dragon deck. So yeah, 3 Cyber Dragon. 3 is Y, so you can have more Cyber Dragon targets, maybe sometimes running for XZ, but it's really just for it to be another Cyber Dragon for you. And then finally, for our last Cyber Dragon, Proto. I only use one, even though like with DNA surgery, Proto really helps. I still think only like one is just good enough because 2 is just bad. It gets cloggy. It really can't do much with its 1100 attack, so I just use one. Maybe like more is better, but I just like one. Like this card isn't even going to be used when the structure deck comes out. Then I have 3 Valley for the draw power because it's amazing. It helps you stall. It gets you to your OTK pieces, like your Power Bond and your Overload Fusion. So that's kind of what this deck's point is to get the OTK. So it helps you get to those faster while you take less damage. So yeah, I use 3 Valleys. Then for something to pretty much fill your graveyard, which is Cyber Larva. If you don't know what it does, basically when it gets destroyed, you can summon another one, and also if it's destroyed while it's in attack mode, you lose no life points for the rest of the turn. So it's kind of like a Waboku in a way, I guess I could say. Except then, you keep sending these things to grave and people keep attacking it, so then you just have an Overload Fusion target. So I think it's a really good idea, but like this isn't going to be used when the new deck, when the structure deck comes out, because I've been testing. Well, I've been obviously testing the new cards on Death Pro and stuff, and I kind of found like a build that I like, and it still requires a lot of testing. But anyway, to round off the Cybers, I use 1 Cyber Elton in before, because if I have a lot of things in grave and there's problem cards on the field like a Stardust, this thing sends to grave, so like it basically it just sends everything to your graveyard, which is amazing. So I really like it. If anyone has an extra one, I might need a second one, so contact me. Like maybe I can make a trade or something. So yeah, 1 Cyber Elton in. Then we have for the non-Cyber Dragon, not non-Cyber cards, but machine cards. 2 Card Trooper. Since this is still the plain old machine Overload Fusion build, you want to mill your Cyber Dragon through his ways. Like Sways is a Cyber Dragon engraved, so it's really useful when it gets milled. So like that's why you kind of run this, which is why I run 2. I mean, well, you can only run 2, but like I run Card Trooper so I can mill stuff and then get attack power, and even this is even draw power, and this deck relies a lot on drawing. So yeah, 2 Card Trooper. This card is amazing in this deck. It really is. Like, I love it. It's like half an engine, even, to be honest. Then, for a Beat Stick, Machina Fortress, like, if I have useless cards in hand, I just use it. It's really good. Like, I really can't say anything. It's like a Beat Stick, so yeah, I love it. Then, for the non-machine without monsters, we have 1 Light Hex Fusion. I don't know, people don't like this card in this version of the deck. I do. I still think it's a great idea. I even like it in the new version because Core counts as a freaking Cyber Dragon. So when this gets on the field, you just make a Cyber Twin right away after using Core's ability. It's amazing. I really do like this card. I really do. Like only 1 is good. Because 2 does get cloggy, but like just this 1 extra option to fuse is amazing. And then for the final monster, Honest, it's a light deck. I mean, I have, like 3 Earth monsters. It's still a light deck. It's funny, because I actually want to do it against my friend, because I, summoned like Hexal Fusion. He had, like, 900 life points. I attacked, dropped Honest. It was really funny. But in either case, so, yeah, best amount monsters, I believe there's 19 of them. And now for the spells. So, 2 Power Bonds, obviously Fuse, like, you have to fuse, you have to use this card at the right moment. You just can't, Power Bond when they have like 3 back row, you're gonna be in for a bad time. You basically got to do it when you're gonna win the game. So yeah, 2 Power Bonds, 2 Overload Fusion, same concept except this time you don't lose life points. So like, I mean, it's just you have to use it at the right moment. But yeah, Overload Fusion is really good. banish everything, and then summon Chimera Tech that's mega overpowered. And then then this card I actually really like in this deck because I actually have 3 targets, which is really good. 2 Machine Dupe. This Machine Dupe's Valleys, so this lets me draw, like, with the Valleys, like, I summon Valley, I Machine Dupe, which means I will, then use this ability to banish 2, so then there's still going to be 1 Valley to protect me, and then I draw 2 cards anyway. So it's, like, a massive draw engine. Also, if I want to, like, rank 1, like, Z-Summon, I can do that. It also, Card Trooper is machine duplicationable, if that's obviously not a word, but, like, you're able to machine duplicate, Card Trooper, which is also amazing. So I do like this, these 2 cards in this deck. It's just really good because it gives you a lot of options and a lot of plays. Then to protect your big ass fusion monsters that OTK, you use Forbidden Lance. So like you can't get Mirror Force, Bottomless. The only thing to stop it would be Solemn. Because you're trying to OTK, so you need to protect it no matter what. So I do use 2 lands. I like 3. I'm not the biggest fan of, to be honest, because to get the fusion monster, it still takes a little bit of time unless you like draw really well. So usually, I mean, 2 honestly is enough. I have found myself wanting 3, but then there are times where I was like, wow, I kind of don't even want 1 land, so I just keep it at 2. 2 MST, because you can't do back row. Like, this deck hates back row. Back row stops this deck, so that's why you need MSTs. I also like the 2-2 ratio of Forbidden Lance and Mystical Space Typhoon. I actually use that in a lot of my decks because I hate 3 MST. Like, 3 MST, I always draw 3 if I run 3, but if I run 2, I draw them in very nice increments. I don't know. And if I slide the 3rd one in, I draw them very nicely anyway. It's weird. But, yeah, I really do hate 3 MST because I just get really bad luck with it, so that's what I do. And then for the limited cards, 1 limited removal, 2 OTK like crazy. Like you can summon a very low powered Chimera Tech and still limited removal for a game, which is crazy. 1 Day of Peace so you don't take any damage, which is amazing because if I power bond and then I use this, I'd use this to main, like, I power bond, I go for the attack. If the attack doesn't work, I 1 Day of Peace in main phase 2, and that means I won't take any damage from power bond at the end phase. It also lets you draw, which is okay, and I don't really care that my opponent gets to draw, and also doesn't lose any life points, because this card just really helps me. So I use 1 Day of Peace, and then Dark Hole and Book of Moon. Book of Moon is an extra protection that sometimes this deck needs, so yeah. Then we have the traps. I think there's only 7. DNA Surgery. This is simple. Whenever you have a Cyber Dragon on the field, you flip this, say Machine, and fuse into Chimera Tech. This thing is literally meant to bring a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. No other reason. Just to summon a big beat stick and clear your opponent's field. Like, if they have like a Stardust and a Crimson Blader, and I have like a freaking Proto, I summon Proto, use this, get rid of all those very big threats. So yeah, 2 DNA Surgery. That thing's kind of essential. Then to protect myself, I use 2 Threatening Roars. There's not a lot of back row in this deck because you're trying to OTK. So I just use Threatening Roar to protect me from those really like big plays that my opponent makes. It also gives me an extra turn to stall and get into my draw cards or get into my power cards. So Threatening Roar is a great card in this deck. Then I use 2 Call the Haunted to bring stuff back for the DNA Surgery. And also, when I mill stuff with Card Trooper, I sometimes mill stuff I don't want, so that's what I usually use to bring it back. 2 calls is really good in this deck. Also, if you call, and then you have a like Hexsteel Fusion, you're able to fuse like that. It's just really, really useful. It really does help a lot. And then final card, it's getting banned, obviously. I mean, I use Overload, then flip this, like, even if I really, like, if I need to get to my resources and all my cyber values are used, I'll use this. I'll lose half my life points, whatever. And then I'll use the cyber values abilities. I'll usually draw into the overload by then because I use like that tactic when it's really late game. And I will. This card just is too much. Like, this is why I get banned. Like, it either gives me more draw power with the banished valleys that I bring back, or it just flat out OTKs when I use Overload, and then, yeah, so this card's ridiculous. So that's the main deck. It's 40 cards, simple as that. Next for the extra deck, Cyber End, you just use 1. You barely get it out, but when you do, it's a really good feeling. So, yeah, 1 Cyber End. Can you believe this is like $30 in ulti Cyber End? It's ridiculous. So then you have 3 Chimera Techs, because this is the Overload Fusion build, so like you have to run 3. Even you actually power bond into this thing a lot even. So you have to run 3 Chimera Techs. Then 3 Fortress Dragon, because like that's what DNA Surgery is for. You have to use Fortress Dragon. It just clears away big threats. It does a lot. 3 Cyber Twins, because they're Cyber Twin Dragon. Honestly, you could probably get away with 2, but I just like this because this is a fun deck, so I'm going to use a lot of the fusions just because I want to. And then, so I think that's 10 fusion monsters. So then for my XZs, I have 2 level 1s for the machine duplication plays. Lionheart's really good, and then she helps you stall, which is a big point of this deck. So I use these 2. For the rank 4 Paladynamo, because the only level 4s I have in this deck are this Vise, but when I can get them onto the field together, and the Honest, you know, Paladynamo does a lot, so I just use Paladynamo, Diamond Direwolf to get rid of threats, whatever. I don't use rank 5s because I only have Cyber Dragon, so, I mean, yeah. Diamond Direwolf to get rid of threats, and then finally, for the Card Troopers and the Light Hexel Fusion and Proto Cyber Dragon, I use the Wind-Up Zen mains. I usually never go into these 3. Paladynamo has actually seen some play, and it always won games, but other than that, yeah. So that's the deck, guys. I hope you enjoy this deck profile. I know this isn't the new cards, like because you know the deck is still not available in the TCG, but like I can't wait till it comes out because I've been testing with it so much, and like I'm having a lot of fun, and maybe this deck will be able to become tier 3. This is my favorite deck of all time, so I'm really excited as to what's gonna happen. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and this deck profile. Sorry that like I haven't posted one in a really long time, but I mean I just didn't have the time to, and yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all later.